Hey guys, wanted to do a quick review of our Starmount Systems case. Now this is a case specifically for Starlink, and this setup that we have here is actually specifically for the standard dish. So this isn't the in-motion dish or the marine dish or any of the fancier ones. This is your standard dish that you can buy currently. And what you have to do to put it in this case is a little bit daunting, but I wanted to review our experience with it first, and then I'll show you guys how we installed it in this and what work you have to do yourself. I do believe, and I'll put a link to the website below, you could have Starmount Systems do all of this work to your Starlink satellite dish. You can even have them convert it to 12 volt by sending it into them. They'll put it in a case, convert it to 12 volt, and they'll send it back to you. The reason we went with this instead of 12 volt is we needed it literally next day. We were heading off to Mexico. We still haven't been back to a stable address where we could have things shipped, and it's been almost 6 months now, so we needed it quick. Additionally, the 12 volt conversion was pretty expensive, so we just decided for a few $100, let's get our Starlink a lot smaller and into this case. We've had this case all throughout Baja. Primarily this truck is off-road, so I would say certainly more than 50% of the miles we put on this truck, and we've put about 22,000 miles on it in the last 6 months, has been off-road, genuinely, because for our work, we map trails and we run trails all day. When we're not doing things for work, we were down in Mexico for a couple weeks, almost a month, and we were chasing different races, running sweep and recovering race cars and that kind of stuff. So it's always getting shaken, it's always getting that vibration. We're always in dust and silt. We've been in a whole lot of rainstorms now that we're up here. We've been in Montana, Idaho, and Oregon, and it's rained on this case many times with nothing going wrong. So I assume that it's keeping it nice and weather sealed. We've had hail, but not massive hail, probably inch in diameter hail that scared me a little bit because, again, the Starlink dish is so expensive and the case is pretty expensive too. So I was a little bit worried about it being up there. We've had no issues with the magnets. Now you can get suction cups, magnets, or I've even seen on some race cars they're using Sikaflex, which is sort of a gasket maker glue silicone that you can put on it. Actually, it's what held on our entire truck's roof on Goose, pictured here. So that entire roof, pop top, we cut off our roof. There are no bolts holding it on. It is only Sikaflex. So you can actually Sikaflex this case to the top of whatever if it's permanent. And I've seen guys do that on race cars racing the Baja 1000. We chose magnet mounts because we do pull this off. So if we're in the city and we're gonna pressure wash the truck at one of those coin operated self-wash places, we pull it off. If we're getting a hotel for the night or an Airbnb, we pull it off. We just don't want it to get stolen. And so the magnet mounts are really nice to do that. The only criticism, and it's not really of Starmount Systems, is if you get the magnets, it's that the magnets are so powerful that if you don't put something down on the roof of your vehicle or wherever you're mounting it, you could scratch it pretty good. We're pulling ours off so often. You know, probably every 2 weeks we pull the Starmount Systems case and Starlink off the roof. We've resorted to putting down some masking tape, and that at least protects the paint of the roof. And we were planning on ordering up one of those magnet mount sort of decals that people will use to advertise a business on the side of their truck, just a blank one from Amazon, and put that down beneath it. So when we put the Starmount Systems case and it magnetizes to the roof, it doesn't scratch anything. So something like that, or maybe even just some clear vinyl to put down, would be a smart idea so you don't scratch your roof. Case-wise, we couldn't be more happy with it. The size volume of the Starlink system with the dish, the motors that are mounted in the back, a big metal post, big heavy, sort of awkward to pack in a truck, mounting legs, you throw away all of that and you're essentially left with something that's about an inch thick. I'll put the specs here on the screen. It is so nice because you gain all of that high-speed internet that Starlink can give you, but with really no change to our truck. The router is mounted inside the truck, and we just have it tucked down, not mounted up, not sort of in a nice visible location where it can beam it out. We shoved it down in a side pocket down near where the jack goes, thinking I'll probably need to put a better spot. I'll probably need to put it in a better spot just so it gets better range. And we find that 50 feet away from the truck, we still have Wi-Fi. We've checked into hotels and still had the Wi-Fi, our phones, attached to the Starlink and Starmount Systems case. Wi-Fi in the truck. So I'm astounded at how far all that works from the truck. Like I said, the Starmount Systems, we've just had no issues. So I think that's the best review I can give it. We went through the process they detailed. It's pretty easy to do. It's scary because you are cutting on a brand new, for us, Starlink dish that you just paid full price for. And for us, we were heading to Mexico for over a month the next day. So it was a little scary to cut the back off. If you're worried about doing it or not doing it correctly, you can just have them do it. So you can go ahead and send your dish in to them, have them mount it up, even have them convert it to 12 volt. For us, it's just not that technical of a thing to cut off the back. It's just scary because if your hand slips, you could ruin your Starlink dish, right? But that's pretty much it. We've had no issues. There's a lot of options on the website. We're not sponsored in any way by Starmount Systems. We're just thankful they were able to get one to us in time so we could go and work and chase some of these different races in Mexico. Like I said, it's been working flawlessly on the roof of our truck in all sorts of different weather, 110 degrees. I think the coldest we've been is just below freezing when we first got up to Montana, and we've had absolutely no issues. So that's the best thing I can say about it. I do love that it's got those mag mounts integrated right into the case, and I like that I could always unscrew those and go to the suction cup mounts if we had maybe a different surface we were mounting it to. So that's about all I have to say about the Starmount Systems case. Highly recommend it if space is a premium. If not, of course, you can just leave the Starlink as it is. But if there's any sort of space constraints, or you're trying to put it on something that's going to be off-road or in the ocean, I think these cases make a whole lot of sense and are a good investment. So let us know what questions you have below, and we'll try to answer those for you. Thank you for coming along. See you next time.